When we had the enlargement in 2004, with 10 new member states, the external border changed and moved eastwards. And our neighborhood policy was put in place, and it was then decided to try to do the same between member states and partner countries as what's being done between member states, to develop the border regions, and specifically between member states and partner countries of particularly poor regions, and to avoid creating new dividing lines. Regions that were already poor from the beginning risked to become even poorer with the enlargement. CBC is a strange animal, not because of the type of cooperation, but because it's implemented through shared management. Shared management is an implementation mode, which means that it's not managed from the Commission, it's not managed by a delegation, it's entrusted to member states. The funds are entrusted by the Commission to member states to be managed from there. And it means that the decisions are taken by member states and the other countries, all participating countries that are in each individual program. And we in Brussels do not decide what products to finance. These decisions are taken by the programs themselves. They are extremely committed, despite all the difficulties, political difficulties. We are operating in an extremely conflictual area, and despite that, all the countries remain around the table to discuss this cooperation. Today we know the situation with Russia and possible sanctions could also, but the CBC programs have so far not been touched by the sanctions, and this is probably because it takes place on the borders with local and regional. It's not the central governments being well, not to say involved, but I mean they are supposed to be at a distance. It's the same countries implementing programs, both under territorial cooperation, our neighborhood cooperation, CBC programs, EPA programs, you know, for candidate countries. So it's important that we try to harmonize our rules so that you don't have to use several sets of rules. It's becoming very confusing and very complicated. What we have realized in the ongoing projects is that often there's no CBC impact. So the CBC impact of future products will really be something that we will push for and follow very closely, monitor that each product has a CBC impact on both sides of the border, which does not prevent from having all the activities on one side of the border, but the benefits of the product should affect both sides. So that is the main objective of the CBC programs. Now we push the programs to narrow down and pay a lot of attention to their objectives and priorities, really to focus on specific objectives and then not try to spread it out and do everything. Because if you want to be efficient and have results, you need to focus. You cannot be everywhere. The budget is limited.